Funnily enough, I'd done a presentation about a year and a half ago at one of the major Bitcoin events, CoinGeek in London. And me being me, I'm very cryptic and symbolic with stuff, because it's a holographic way of getting information out there, right? Because then I can sit down with, say, different levels of individuals and I could break down a story depending on the audience it is that I want to break the story down to, but you've got the full weight of it there. And I was speaking about a few different concepts. I had the Da Vinci Vitruvian Man inside the squared circle, but also inside the circle being a torus, to be very clear that it's a torus. I announced that I'm building gravity for the first time ever publicly. And I also hinted that eventually I would explain why it was called gravity, right? I also spoke about outer knowledge and inner knowledge, okay? Because outer knowledge is the encapsulation of information from other human beings into one being, right? But you're regulated by time to do this, circa 80 years to perform that function. It's a very inefficient way of consuming information, right? But eventually you hit like a tipping point where you realize your connection with all, right? And then you start to go towards a place of inner knowledge, inner discernment. So if we like touch on this a bit and we maybe speak about meditation. Right. And even
that's really good, because I was going there. Because I was gonna get back to the point where you asked me like what happened when you were a kid. And one thing that happened that was really significant to me when I was a kid is I learned to meditate when I was 11 from a young master of meditation, a young guru that was, I think, 15 at the time. And when I started to meditate, I realized, wait a minute, there's the external world. That's all I've been paying attention to since I can remember. I was only 11, but for me, it was my whole life. And, and then I realized, wait, there's an internal world. And that's when I got my first thought, which led to this equation finally, right? Is the first thought that I had that like, there's information coming out, outside, and there's information inside, and the two are interacting across the boundary, and energy is the information moving through the boundary.
Absolutely.
Right? It's like entropy in the system.
Absolutely.
Right? And we see it as energy, we see it as mass. I had no idea. I was 11 years old. I had no idea. I had just formulated the base of the holographic mass solution, which is...
And I want to give genuinely a real, sincere example of this, because this example led to me meeting you, right? And so I was in my own crazy world of mathematics. You know what that's like. It's very, very lonely, very, very isolating.
Very isolated.
And I had a separate house that I just dedicated towards that basically being my research house.
Oh, wow.
I was
in a van.
Don't even feel bad, man. Don't even feel bad.
It's okay. I know you drive Lambos.
Your Lotus is downstairs. We'll show them in a minute if you want.
Yeah, you were smart. You got the one where you get the Lambos and the big houses. I went for the van.
But I was printing out all of these numbers. The whole floor was covered with numbers and sequences and theories, and I was starting to try and decode hieroglyphs. I was just on the crazy tangent, right? But one of the...
That's great. Those moments are special.
They're beautiful.
Yeah,
they're beautiful because I got to a point where I almost, to give a visualization, realized that, I've got my hands on the wheel. Right, and I think I'm steering this truck, but guess what? My hands aren't. I'm not actually in control of this, because I had an epiphany moment where I woke up, and for some reason I started drawing what I believe to be linked to free energy devices. Okay.
Yep.
Never ever. I'm not gonna say it's not my interest, it's always been an interest of mine, but it's not been something that I was gonna task myself with.
Right.
I was in the middle of actually utilizing different forms of mathematics to apply to Bitcoin and financial markets. That's really what I was looking at. I was looking into how these mathematics apply to Bitcoin.
However, that was smart.
Yeah,
that's how you get the Lambos.
Yeah. Yeah, don't ditch him though. I'm famous online for ditching my Lambo.
I know, oh, that's right.
Yeah. Fix this.
Keep them on the road.
Keep it on the road. However, the thinking behind it all, and I woke up that morning and I started drawing 2 different devices.
Yeah.
One was around gravitational control.
Yeah.
Right. And the other one was more of a over unity energy device.
Right.
Nothing super sophisticated. It's just on my whiteboard and I'm drawing these designs and I'm trying to like wrap my head around certain challenges that will happen.
It's already sophisticated that you would think about making such device.
I know, right?
You know, just saying.
But I remember speaking to my now fiance, Lisa, obviously you know.
Yeah.
And I was like, this isn't mine. This didn't come from me. There's no reason why I'm doing this right now. I just woke up and I was like, I just started doing it.
I see. Yeah.
And it never went...
It's like a universal information flow.
Yeah, it never went any further than that.
Yeah.
And then fast forward 6 months.
Yeah.
I'm here for the first time.
Yeah.
After meeting you at where we met.
Yeah.
And I'm going around, you showed me around your lab and you showed me 2 different devices.
Yes.
Right? And these 2 devices you showed me were the very things 6 months prior I was drawing on my freaking whiteboard.
Right.
Right?
We're all connected.